the journey so far. In the foundry, a powerful guardian, its heart corrupted, its purpose thwarted. Only life can drive back such sorrow. Adard was lost, and darkness came upon the horsemen.
Hey people, it's Kuddlesnot, and I'm here with episode 15 of the Darksiders 2 100% walkthrough. In the last episode, we finished the foundry and defeated the Guardian. As you can see, there is the remains of his hammer. And in this episode, we're going to gather everything that we can with our new item, Death Grip. But before we do any of that, we are going to look at our skill tree. What do we got to play with? 1 skill point. All right. Do I want some murder? Do I want some fire souls? Corpse explosion really makes them more effective, the ghouls, because when they die, they do a significant amount of damage. And then, of course, wrath. Do I really want more murder? No, we'll do fiery souls, because I really want some more corpse explosion. Oh, why'd I quit out? I always do that. Like, I just want to... I should just flip tabs, but I end up quitting out. Okay, so we're going to travel to... Tristone. All right. Let's talk to Thane.
You fought the Guardian with skill and cunning. I suppose you might make a warrior yet.
Yeah, I will. All right, so... You should have a significant amount of money now, and you should have already been investing in these. And one of the achievements is to purchase all of the combat maneuvers from Thane, and then the other combat guy, Draven, which we're going to meet, or Draven, if you will, which we will meet in the next area, the Kingdom of the Dead. So before we leave, we really should buy everything. Boom. And then you can take a look at your move list to look at the individual moves, but just, you know, take advantage of that. And now we're going to go talk to Muria. Alright, this is Dr. Muria.
You saved our realm, Rider, and for that, you have my gratitude. But only time will tell if your path leads into darkness, or if it leads out.
Tell me more about
Why build
constructs.
constructs? You make us seem sturdy enough.
Even we must eventually pass from this life.
So, talking
But
to
our
her
spirits
right
are
now
far
is
too
pretty important
ancient to be
because
drawn
it
to
gives
the dead
you
city.
another
We
side
must
quest.
instead become one with the forest.
Unfortunately, the area is a little too high level for us right now.
Constructs are
However,
dead
we
makers.
can get a couple
think
things
there would
there
be
at
more
the
of them.
Scar, which we actually
Once
visited
there
before when we
were
grabbed
many
one of the limbs for
constructs
Orin.
in the halls
So we'll just be able
of
to
the
fast
Stone
travel.
Father.
But with Death Group, we can actually
But
get a
corruption has
Boatman
claimed
Coin
most of
and
their
a
number.
Stone of
And
Power,
ours as well.
even if we don't want to
I
complete the
searched
dungeon
for a
yet.
way
So we're
to
going to
give
go do
life
that,
to
among
stone
other
without
things.
sacrificing the soul of a maker. But I cannot
I'm
say
sorry,
that
I've been
life
talking over you.
is what I gave my
White hair.
creation.
I could use
Something
another
went wrong.
feature to
The
describe you, but I
construct
don't think that would
was
be politically
consumed
correct.
by fire, rage boiling up from the abyss. It killed one of our
So the
young
construct
ones
she's referring to
and
is
fled into the
Garn,
charred
which
path.
is essentially
I
a
do not wish to
flaming
see my
version of
creation
Gorn
destroyed,
from the
but it
Cauldron.
must not
Except he's got a couple
harm
other attacks,
anyone
and he can
else.
be
I
he can
need
be
you
very difficult. It's kind of like
kill
right
it.
now, we are gonna go fight.
You had trouble raising
We're gonna go fight
weeds.
Gorwood,
Why
even though
create a
before he would have been too
construct?
high level, but now he's
We
not.
are a
Right
people
now,
of stone,
Garn is too
born
high
of the
level, and
fires
we'll actually
beneath
come
the
back
earth.
when we naturally
I
back
captured
travel
a
again
spark
once we get the
from
next
the
item in the
heart
Kingdom of the
Stone
Dead.
Father to bring
So we
my
might be a little too
creation
high
to
level at that
life.
point, but that makes
But
the
it
fight
wouldn't stop
easier, and it's kind of a
burning.
natural backtracking
And
point, so we're
soon
gonna do it then.
His pain turned to rage.
I've slain constructs before, Shaman. How will I know when I've killed yours?
He has taken to
We
calling
killed lots
himself
of constructs.
Gorn. The word I know not, but I sense it is
Oh, am I mixing them
ancient,
up? Garn
a
and
word of
Gorn?
fire.
Gorn
It
is the
wells
fire
up
one, and
from
Garn
within
is the
him
Cauldron one?
and
I don't know.
spells
They're just one letter difference, people. Give me a
Fire or
break.
blood, I will drain him of both.
Oh, threatening. Okay, so now... Oh. Rape and sow. Ha ha ha. Now we're gonna go to the Serpent Tome. Hey, Serpent buddy. How's it going? Alright, so if you remember, we had something called Anonymous Gift. Gift from Anonymous down there. All these other letters are the specific special weapons that I've gotten, as well as the Maker Armor, but we'll be covering those in special episodes, so we're not going to grab them right now. Gift from Anonymous is what you get naturally if you have the Crucible Pass, which gives you access to waves 0 through 25 of the Crucible. So the Crucible on Nightmare, if you die in the Crucible on Nightmare, you do die permanently. Like Nightmare permadeath mode. It's not like exempt for the Crucible. So doing the Crucible on Nightmare is risky, to say the least. And the rewards that it gives you, like for 0 through 25, is called a Heartstone Talisman. I can't say is extremely helpful. All it does is increase wraths. All it does is increase Death's health by a significant amount, which can be important at this early in the level, early in the game. But again, you lose all the benefits of having other attributes that most talismans give you. So I can't say I would recommend getting it. Definitely not spending time getting it now. We're going to cover Crucible in separate special episodes, but we're not going to deal with it in the main playthrough.
I can't believe Idar's gone. I never thanked him for all he did.
Yep. And how about you? In this tragic morning that we all are apparently in, what do you have to say? Really? Nothing else? All right, then. So there's one more thing we're going to do. We're actually going to go talk to our warden buddy out here, because he has something interesting to say. However, after that, I'm going to cut and I'm going to do all of my item, management with my possessed weapons and vendors and stuff like that. I'm not going to spend any Boatman Coins or anything, so don't worry about that. But I am going to, outfit all my equipment, get potions, again, level up my possessed weapons, and that kind of thing, which is something I'd recommend doing before I go finding Gorewood.
You are thanks, dead rider. You will always be welcome in the Forged Land. Wake up, little one.
All right.
There is work to do.
Yes, there is. Meaning vendor work or item management. So I will see you guys on top of the anvil in a little bit. I'm back. Vendored, finished. And now we're going to travel to the Weeping Crag for our second visit. Our first visit, I'll put in a little annotation. And we still have a third visit to come back once we have the Voidwalker. So 3 visits in total. I'll put annotations to the other 2 up there, even though the third one is not yet filmed as of right now, although it will be eventually. Alright, first let's check Vulgrim to see if he's got any new product. And see if he finally has our 20 Boatman Coin stuff. No! And he doesn't have our Legacy Artifact. Okay, I still don't know when that's supposed to come. Maybe it's a glitch on my 360 system. I have no idea. It's really starting to frustrate me, though. Anyway, let's jump in the water for no particular reason. But in addition to fighting Gorewood, there's actually a couple chests here that you can only grab with Death Grip. So we're going to get those as well. Actually, we're going to go get those first. And then we're going to go fight Gorewood. And these are kind of weird, because you're actually supposed to go and get them 2 different ways. At least I believe so. However, I found a way where you only have to go once, and then you can kind of hook onto it, kind of cheating-wise. And I should not have popped over there. Okay, so you want to get onto this second ledge, and then you want to make sure that you have Death Grip equipped and not Redemption, because otherwise that can fuck you up and you won't be able to grab onto it properly. So, first you want to fall down, and then immediately Death Grip. And voila! Chest number 1. And right over there is where we're going to go fight our friend Gorewood. So, as you can see, there's this hoop that's actually kind of angled differently. And actually, as you can see, it kind of looks like it's supposed to be swung from over there, which is true. However, you can actually get over to that chest from here. As you just have to jump properly so that you're lined up in the correct direction when you actually swing across. So you kind of want to jump, Death Grip, and bingo! You don't have to backtrack 3 times to get 2 chests in Gorewood. You just have to backtrack 2 times. Awesome. And It looks kind of nice. And now also, I forgot to mention, we can't actually swing over there, unfortunately. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. There is a achievement where you need to have all purple items / elite items on every single slot. And in order to, it's called Epic. The achievement's called Epic. So when you're selling and dealing with vendors and possessed weapons, try not to, even if it's a low level, just hold on to one in each slot until you get that achievement. So you don't ever feel like you have to buy one just for the sake of getting the achievement, which always sucks. Anyway, so now we're back in where we fought the Stalker the first time. And now we're going to go over here. And also, many of you may know that I have like a little Gorewood video because there was such a high demand for it that I decided to make one like originally for my first playthrough ever on the PC. And up there is where the Book of the Dead page was. However, this time I've practiced and I should not be able to suck at fighting Gorewood. So that'll be nice. Right? Right. And also over here is a Stonebite, Power Stonebite, and a loot chest. In addition to you get the Gorewood Mall when you complete it and all that. Then afterwards, after we finish looting up everything, including Gorewood, we're going to go back to Thane and turn it in. So that's always a good thing. Get some quest experience. Gorewood, who's apparently a corrupted maker. Although he looks more like stone than anything. I'm not sure. Okay, so this attack, you kind of have to fool it. You kind of want to like send it in a constant spiral, in a circle, because it can't cut quite as efficiently as you can. So that's the key here. And using your death grip is always a good idea. There we go. Ghoulie ghoulies. And let's avoid this attack again. While our ghouls do damage. And also it's very nice because we got that fire damage on our ghouls, so that'll help Gorewood, which of course being Gorewood is probably allergic to fire, at least I hope so. Okay, now let's get in there for some close quarters damage. Boom, boom. So, I mean, this strategy will obviously work on lower levels if you want to try it. I mean, his battle strategy doesn't change depending on your level. It's just how easily you'll be able to take him down, and obviously how much damage you're able to take without dying. Because on some of the lower oh, we got a finishing move. Fuck yes! Even though he's a boss, that is a percent chance depending on your execution chance attribute. So we got lucky. And we managed to beat Gore without taking any damage. Yeah, motherfucker. Woo! Alright, so let's shoot that Stonebite now. Even though I have it equipped, I like using the down button. And Power Stonebite. Number 4. And of course another loot chest. However, since we've already gotten the other 2 chests with Death Grip, we can just fast travel out of here. And we are going to go to Baineswood to get that 1 chest and Vulgrim coin that's upstairs. Right. So let's hop on ourselves some Despair and gallop on over there. And then we're going to go to the Nook. And if you are on normal or apocalyptic, I would say that you can fight Belethir now, or whatever her name is. Bethir. I'm a moron. I can't remember her name. Anyway, you can fight her now. However, the fight is all about strategy because it's kind of on this like strip of land, and it's really kind of cheap at some points. So if you're on Nightmare, I would not risk it at this level. I would actually come back when you do some backtracking with the Soul Splitter after Kingdom of the Dead. So we're not going to get it right now, because remember, we're doing it on as though we were on Nightmare. However, if you're on Apocalyptic, you can do it now if you want. And we're actually going to go and see her, because we need to in order to get ourselves a Vulgrim coin. Ooh, Talisman. Health regen. Ooh. And here we go with Boatman coin number 40. Boom, bitty, boom, boom. Alright, now let's ride over to the Nook. and get ourselves, in addition to a Boatman coin, a Book of the Dead page. Apparently stairs are impossible for a horse to traverse, therefore it's not a good place for a horse. And Death is so lazy, he can't even open doors himself. So on your first way through, you most likely hit the switch over here to get downstairs. And I know I did in the video. So this kind of shortcut has been opened up for you, this back door. So we can just go back through this way to grab ourselves the stuff. No expletive here that we need in order to, that we can grab in here right now. All right, so first we want to death grip up this wall and get ourselves Book of the Dead page. Hello. Number 12? Yes. Number 12. And then we want to head downstairs. Over here. See if I can cheat. Nope, 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 no. I don't want to go all the way around the stairs. Come on, let me up. Let me up! Oh, it actually worked. I was about to get really pissed off. And down here again is where Bethir is. Why can't I? I'm gonna like look it up. No, I'm not. I don't give a shit how it's pronounced, okay? I don't give a shit. It's Tiamat. We'll call her Tiamat because it's the same freaking model, just covered in fire. All right, that's easier to remember. Tiamat. So there she is, Tiamat. And like I said, if you're on normal apocalyptic, by all means, give it a try. However, we're not going to cover it right now because on Nightmare, it's purely about skill and some of it's very, very cheap because it requires you to like flip over the edge to avoid attacks, and it really can suck because stuff can just catch you and you'll be dead before you know it. So again, on Nightmare, I would not recommend it. And it doesn't matter how skilled you are. I keep on saying it's about skill, but I should say it's more about tactics. And those tactics get really cheap sometimes. So no matter how skilled you are, we have to go upstairs. Oh, no we don't. We can just fast travel out of here. Silly me. No matter how skilled you are, you can get caught in like a cheap attack. And that's the worst way to end a Nightmare, where it's nothing you could do, and you just get boned. And if you saw those chests, that was to a couple chests you need the Void Walker to get, just like in the Weeping Crag. So we'll be back when we get that. And now we can travel to the Scar.
I have to go alone.
So remember, we came down here to get Orin's limb. And like I said before, we do not want to go in and fight Gorn yet, because Gorn sucks. He sucks. The fight actually isn't that hard when we come back later, but right now it's nigh impossible because he can like one-hit you. And if not one-hit you, he has this really terrible burn attack that's just awful. So don't go fight him now, which we're just here to get this Boatman coin that we just grabbed. Oh yeah, we have it equipped. And another Stonebite, power Stonebite that's up here in this pipe. And don't even go exploring inside, with the exception of like one single chest, which we'll save for when we're higher level and come through here. The exception of that one chest. You actually get caught inside that dungeon, and you can't leave until you fight Garn. So don't go. Just don't. Alright, so we've been through Nook, the Weeping Crag, and we went to the Scar, Baineswood, so now we're going to the Fjord. Fjord. And to get that chest. Alrighty. I'm saying that a lot this episode. Already. So now we can grab another chest and another Boatman coin. And then that'll actually be everything we can do here in Forge Land before we leave. The only other thing, I guess I take that back. We should go talk to Thane in order to turn in the Gorewood quest and then the Tiamat quest if that's what you want. And remember, Tiamat's the fiery bird Bethir that I can't remember how to pronounce. And also do any more vendor stuff you want to do. And here's a sucker for the Death Rides pack, so can't get that yet. And also, not also, that is everything. So the only very last thing we can do, oh, is also, wow, I'm just on top of everything today. No, the other thing you can do is the Death Tomb if you haven't already. However, we did it after the Lost Temple because we had 10 pages in a chapter. So if not, this is kind of like a natural point to also go back to the first tomb because you'll have over 10 pages. All right, so now for Boatman Coin number 43. Okay, gotta be careful. Can't death grip it or anything. You just gotta be really careful when you jump. And just a full jump, just jump out as far as you can, and you should grab it. Boom. 43. So now let's go talk to Thane. Come on, come on. Okay. Thane, buddy, here we come. Okay, let's talk to Thane again.
God has passed into the earth.
Then we have lost one of our greatest allies. Now, what will you kill next?
We're actually going to kill Echidna next. And we leveled up. Cool. So we've done everything now in the Forged Lands we can with Death Grip and otherwise. There is not a goddamn other thing, and I guess we'll put this in now. Yes, I want the explosions. There's not another thing you can do in here. And if there is, we'll come back and do it later. However, before we finish this episode, we are going to do a bunch of talking so we can just start off the Kingdom of the Dead in episode 16 with a bunch of action instead of a bunch of talking, which is always more exciting. But we also get an achievement for completing this quest, if I remember correctly. I probably don't remember correctly. But yeah. Now we just get to ride down a nice vale and admire the graveyard of the Guardian in Eddieard. Oh no! And I also realized that I have not said Skull Touch Face in this episode, even though I have Skull Touch Faced many a chest, so Skull Touch Face. Alright, happy? Good. The Tree of Life, which if you remember, Eddieard foreshadowed and said, the tree is but a pathway. It is not the objective, it is but a pathway. And we're about to find that out firsthand. As you can kind of see, there's kind of like 4 portals here. And there's 4 different worlds, so on each world there's only 3 portals working. There we go. Yes, I knew there's an achievement. 10G, Tree of Life.
And so you have come, bearing your sin like a badge of honor. What do you seek, Pale Rider?
The return of mankind.
To a barren planet shorn of life. Oh, humans are weak and simple. They would not survive this resurrection, nor do they deserve it.
That is not ours to judge. I do this to spare war from the Council's punishment.
And what of the Nephilim? Would you save but one and not the rest?
The Nephilim are a threat to the balance.
If we had taken Eden, none of this would have happened. Yet you rode against us, slaughtered our flesh, then bound our souls in your amulet.
Who are you?
I think you know. Once, you called me brother.
Absalom.
I have forsaken that name. Now, I am corruption. The day you raised your scythe against us, I was born, and soon I will be all. The Tree of Life has fallen to my darkness, from withered root to fruitless limb, and even death himself will not escape it.
What defines a soul? Some call it the spark within that fights the darkness, that burns for life itself. But what of Death, who became the Reaper on the day he slaughtered the Nephilim? He killed his brothers, his comrades, and Absalom.
Death! Why do you slay your own?
The Nephilim have no claim to Eden.
There are realms for angels and demons. Why not for us?
Eden belongs to man.
It belongs to those who take it!
The eons have not answered the question. Was it worth it?
Brother.
That one moment. Begot corruption. And crowned him Kinslayer. The bitter victory could not be undone.
Ah, the Pale Rider. Isn't it odd that so many have come here by your hand? And yet you so rarely visit the Dead Kingdom.
I had no plan to visit this wretched place. I sought the Tree of Life, I found it. Now I'm here.
The tree is no destination, my friend. Only a portal to other worlds. If
See?
the tree
I told you.
seek, then you have arrived.
That I have been betrayed.
Not so hasty. The tree is wise beyond imagining. If it brought you here, then here is where you belong. Perhaps I can help.
I doubt it.
You would be wise to heed me. I have a merchant's skill to grant your deepest desire. Tell me, Rider, what do you seek?
I would redeem my brother, restore the balance.
Yes, I have heard the tale. Your brother rode though no call was given, and mankind paid the price.
Guard your tongue, merchant.
I give no judgment, friend. Only pass on that which I have been told. You were
Right.
to seek the tree, but it is
So that was
only
fun.
the way.
So in a nutshell,
What you seek is
it says
the
that Death and the
well
other
of
horsemen
souls.
were decided that the Nephilim were going to destroy, all the worlds and destroy the balance. So they joined with the council. They gave them superpowers, and then the four horsemen killed all of their kin, all of their race. So they're the four surviving Nephilim.
The Well of Souls can restore humanity.
So his dilemma is that he can restore himself.
Dead into this kingdom from
Excuse me.
every
He
world,
can restore
above and
mankind
below.
and save war,
It is
or
also
he can
how
restore the
souls are
Nephilim as a
brought back
race,
into creation
whose souls
when
are
they
currently in
ready
his
to be
chest,
reborn.
aka the
You
badge
still
of
haven't
honor.
said what you are.
And
history
Absalom,
of
in
my
biblical terms, is
people
actually like the
is
third
burned
son
to
of David,
ash
the King
along
David
with
of
all
Israel. He's supposed to be really handsome
forgotten even
and
by those
stuff,
who
and then gets killed in a battle. And it's
destroyed
not an angel or a demon, just
Now,
a
only the smoke
royalty
remains.
chosen by
We were
God.
not the first, nor will we be the last.
And certainly no relation to death
is the way of
other than he
things.
gets killed by death, which, because he dies
Things is
in
balance.
general.
And what balances life? Nothingness. Or corruption. Eventually, it consumes us all.
So it would seem. None of this explains what you're doing here.
I am merely a humble merchant with a taste for the finer things. In life and in death. I am Ostagoth, and it would amuse me.
And
to
he is the
offer
vein
you
vendor
my
for this here area, the Kingdom of the Dead. So get used to his face.
Tree of life, tree of death, portals to other worlds. I know none of this. How is it I have remained so blind, or does your tongue only spit lies?
Much was kept from the Nephilim and from the Fall. Why? Because power must be tempered with ignorance. If the Nephilim knew the true nature of the tree, all would have perished.
I forsook the Nephilim, became a warrior for the balance, even killed my own people. I protect these worlds, you and the tree. Yet still
And he's realizing that he's just a tool for the council, although he has a certain amount of freedom.
Forgotten? No, the Nephilim live on in you. But what do I know?
Obviously,
I
a
am
lot.
but a simple merchant.
You mystical.
What if I wish to return
Freak.
to the Forge Land?
The Tree of Life has many portals, Rider. Some may help you retrace your path. Many portals are closed, but the ones to the Forge Lands remains open.
Okay. And guess what? We're still not done talking.
Pretend that I believe you. Where should my search begin?
You must scale the Serpent's Peak and summon the Eternal Throne. There the Lord of Bones slumbers. He will
Lord
guide
of
you to the
Bones.
well, or he will have your soul.
A very
Before you
important
go,
person we're about to meet.
consider this.
Actually, not as interesting as the
My
Chancellor,
people may
who
be
works for the
lost,
Lord of
but
Bones.
their relics yet remain.
And
You
here
may
we get
come
our
across
next
them in your
collectible
travels.
quest.
They are worthless
Lost
goods,
Relics.
but valuable to me.
And they're very valuable. There's 3 different kinds. There's common, rare, and rarest, I guess. That's how they describe them.
Salutations,
As you can see, 15, 10, and
fellow
5.
wanderer.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Kuddlesnot. I'm sorry if this is up late, but this is a really long episode because of all the talking, so it's going to take a while to upload. Anyway, again, if you like the spreadsheet guide, make sure to send me a PM. And if you're a subscriber, you have to be a subscriber if you want the spreadsheet guide. It kind of lays out what I get in each episode. So, like in this episode, it'd be like 1 Book of the Dead page and 4 Boatman Coins and blah 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 blah. Anyway, again, this has been Kuddlesnot. Thanks for watching. I'm signing off, and I will see all of you again, I hope, next time.